Okay, I wanted to talk just quickly. It should only be like 5 minutes. Jesus. Just real quick about deadlock sound sensors. I think your other pieces of utility were pretty nice, but the sound sensors were pretty meh. And it's the easiest one to spot on the minimap because, well, they're on the minimap. This one was your most common trip, and it's just so horrible. The reason it's horrible is, well, who's it for? It's probably for this guy, right? And now I can see why this trip can maybe be like kind of good, but it's more of a minor inconvenience than it is anything. If I do get stunned by this, I could usually just back up like this, and now obviously there's going to be people here or here that could fight me, but again, I could just get past it. What I saw a lot of times was when you were placing this trip, it was getting detected by the ray satchel, but it wasn't stunning him because he was in front of it. He was already here. So that doesn't really help your case because, well, now it's good, like it's like a notification, but it's not actually getting stun value. You can't really play off of it either. If a guy's close on you like this, you're not really going to have an easy time actually fighting him because, well, he's probably not stunned. Here's what Trace did.
Sound sensor up.
Let's say Alvin Boys to double satchel into here and then get stunned like this. That's going to be a much more consistent stun for you, and you're just going to be able to wide swing him. Now, obviously, you have to worry about somebody playing pocket. So what Trace like to do is they like to pair it with this sonic sensor, and then you have this double setup where if somebody is scaling to the right and looking U-Haul, they're also stunned. And then obviously the rays that try to get into U-Haul itself is also stunned. So it's really good on like enemy bonus. Let's say you lost the pistol and the eco. That's fine. They're probably going to have a judge. So just have this ready out. This is like the best thing that you could have, right? Now, I know you guys like to play proactive retakes. You don't like to wait for the enemy team to be set up in their post-plant positions. So having a deadlock sensor like this is really nice in the case where they smoke this, you hear the bomb go down. Now obviously they might have a wingman, but that's fine. If you flash out like this, out of the smoke, you're going to catch anyone that detects the sound sensor. And it's so far out that it's really hard to, let's say you're actually going for the plant, it's so far out, one, and two, you can't really shoot it because you have no idea where it is. I can place this on any one of these stairs on any of these locations, and it's not really going to get naded, so it's just really powerful. You can also place it here. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but it does work. It's very good for if you're going to plant here, but it doesn't really cover this that often. So you could even just place it on the truck, but I mainly prefer this. This one is good at splitting up attacks. Now, I don't really like using this one, but if people are scaling like this and they're looking towards shower, if they don't have showers control, this one can be nice at splitting people and forcing them into the teleporter, or forcing them to take a bad fight onto U-Haul to try and take cover from the showers players that they were originally looking at. But mainly this one is fine, and this one is fine over here. I wouldn't recommend using this one. You could use this one, and then maybe use this one, but the rest, some of the other ones, I disagree with. Over onto B, I really liked I think these were better. One thing that I did notice, and I think that both teams did this, you're placing this one too high. Whenever you're placing this one, you always want to place it as low as possible. When you place it like this, you're not going to be able to hear it. Even if I turn my sound all the way up, I still can't hear the sensor. But when you place it here in the middle, I can, okay?
Listening.
If I'm standing here, obviously I'm going to be able to hear it, and this normally isn't an issue, but it can be a problem when there's a brim smoke. If I place a brim smoke on this here, you're going to give me a lip, or you're going to create a gap in the smoke, so I can usually hear it and then break it, and now we can exit and go onto site. So just make sure that you're placing it as low as possible. You could even place this, or even this, if you want to have variety, but those usually might come with nade damage, so it's not that good. I like this one too. Now obviously it's not very good at covering ticket, so you can angle it a little bit more so that anybody flooding left is going to get stunned, but this should usually do the trick. This also does the trick. Again, it doesn't really get ticket that well. Placing it in ticket isn't very good, so you could just place it like this to just prevent any of that. And I messed it up. Oops. You can see on the minimap on how it actually plays. because the UI on Deadlock is pretty bad.
Listening.
I can't get that one right. You get the idea, though. This one's really bad. I wouldn't place either of these. It's too easy to gain cover, right? If I were to stun you like this, sure,
Sound sensor up.
this might be nice. I would have to just back up like this, but I'm not really going to get punished, so don't place that one. Just place it either where you place a Cypher Trip, or like this, or like that, or like that. Those are all very nice, but this one can often get heard pretty easily. No, not this one. I'm thinking of a different trip, sorry. That trip is not heard often, and I actually saw you guys get hit by this a lot in scrims, so that one can be very nice too. But mainly these two. The one that I saw from Trace, Leviathan were not able to grab long control at all. What they would do is they would smoke here from here, and then Brim would rotate to A, and then you'd have this sound sensor.
up.
Your Sky would play here. Deadlock would play here, and then maybe if he needs to wall, ignore that. And then as soon as Deadlock sees a player here, Sky's gonna flash, and like you normally would. If somebody is close, they're going to get stunned, and then you have a good trap setup. This is really good at denying long. Leviathan weren't able to go long, I don't think a single time. And that's why they lost this map. I like to think. I think your walls are fine. The nets is kind of hard to see, obviously. Your fragging fine. I think just the sound sensors, if you add a little bit more variance to your gameplay, it should improve your deadlock on bind a lot. So, yeah.